Hi, welcome back. 5:45. Might not be much of a weekend shaping up for Republicans on Capitol Hill. They are scrambling to pass the president's so-called big, beautiful bill, the cornerstone of his domestic agenda. Let's bring in Doug Luzader live in Washington, where they got the coffee pots going this weekend. Doug, good morning.
Ryan, good morning.
Doug, a lot of drama here. We know they want to have this done by next Friday, and I heard a number of senators saying we're going to get this done in some fashion by Monday, but what are some of the big speed bumps here?
Yeah, this is the thing. They've got to get this through the Senate before they can get this back to the House. So, they have a lot of work ahead here. Is there theoretically enough time to get it done? Sure. But you've got to also make sure that you've got the votes to make it happen. And this is where things are going to get dicey, because some aspects of this bill making its way through the Senate didn't conform to the very strict Senate rules for this type of legislation. And this really gets pretty complicated. But the bottom line here is that Senate Republicans are going to have to make some big changes in this to conform to those rules, and then kick this back to the House, which already passed this bill, and have the House pass a new version of it. And these things are nip and tuck and under the best of circumstances, and as soon as you start making changes, sometimes that support can begin to peel away, and Republicans don't have big majorities in either chamber.
I'm always amazed, Doug, how you can simplify a very complex thing, but you did it there for sure. We'll see if they can get it done. Let's talk about this. The president saying U.S. and China have officially signed a trade deal. What details do we have here?
Well, it's a partial deal. It's more of kind of a framework, and we still have a ways to go here. Look, they have a lot of trade agreements they're trying to get across the finish line here, including one with India that is apparently close, and then you've got the European Union. I mean, there are a lot of things that need to get done. The interesting thing about this is the markets seem to have kind of baked this into the numbers in terms of the uncertainty over this. So we're not seeing those wild gyrations every time that there's any kind of report involving trade. But the markets would like to see some kind of resolution here to this tariff trade war.
Yeah, we could hit all-time highs today. We'll see if that happens or not. Let's finish with this. And I watched most of this press conference. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth really going after the media, Doug. And it seems like there could have been some context in these early stories. But what was your takeaway from this?
Well, yeah, I mean, there was this press conference yesterday morning, as you know, with the Secretary of Defense, and maybe the first 15, 20 minutes of it was just excoriating the media. They are very angry about this because someone leaked this initial damage assessment about those Iran airstrikes, which indicated that there was a chance that they didn't do what the administration really hoped in terms of destroying Iran's nuclear program. But they were low confidence early estimates, and the administration doesn't think there was enough context, and they want to find out who leaked this classified intelligence, and the FBI is now involved in it.
Doug, if that's a member of Congress, could charges be included there? Where would that go?
Yeah, I mean, the president's made pretty clear on Truth Social that he thinks it was Democrats that did this, and you can't rule out the possibility. We just don't know. Obviously, it was someone with access to this information, and I mean that's where things are going to get tricky if they ultimately determine that it was a member of Congress that leaked this.
It's going to be a busy weekend. Doug, get some rest. We're going to need you Monday morning for sure to see how we wrap all this up. Good to see you.
Sounds good, Ryan. Have a great weekend.
You too. That is Doug Luzader live for us in Washington. A lot going on.
Good discussion, Ryan. Absolutely.